Here we are again today to further discuss not just how we get to our levels or our appreciation for our daily resilience. How do we continue to almost like not define it or redefine it or to dissect it, really to more understand it in a simpler way that we can appreciate and then, of course, share with those we run into each day, whether it be someone we know or more importantly, those that we don't know. We should be able to do that without any hesitation or concern for being perceived as, in my case, this weird guy about resilience or the 820 guy, which is a great thing to have. But in some ways, got to get past the concern that it may come across as just different and too different for people who don't know you to accept. But that is how I perceive these messages in the book itself and in each 820 podcast. I really want to not only write it, speak to it, but as my sister in Chicago would tell me many times, Nancy, thank you, to walk the talk. Great, you can write it down, you can speak it, but can you actually walk that? Meaning, can you embody it without thinking about it, without pretending or dressing up for the occasion? So today's topic is called the sound of presence. The sounds of presence. More eloquently, we can call it resonance. I mentioned that word to you before when I'm describing the topic for the day and hopefully the context that I provide in those 500 seconds. I talk about resonance. Hopefully that what I say to you resonates with you. Because to me, if you can connect the title of the book, Resilience, the Beauty of Presence, I like even more resilience, the sound of presence, the proof of production. Almost like considering resonance as the export of your resilience. Maybe also it can serve as the import of your resilience, the constantly available source and resource for your resilience. The love. Yes, for your journey and for those who accompany you and support you on your journey. As I do for you on yours, and they should do for you on theirs. It's almost like when I say or use that term resonance, or what resonates with you in my topics to you, I am looking for or searching for, maybe requesting you to listen for that sound of love. Yes, sound of presence, but the sound of love. Maybe as I'm talking to you about this, I'm putting together, maybe it's the sound of love, not the sound of presence. And that is the resilience, that is the resonance that I'm trying to get to. I'm thinking about that. And thank you again for letting me spitball myself here as I'm relaying to you this topic for today. Almost that sound of love is what I mentioned as the resonance that I hope to elicit from you or to incite or inspire in you. We must all listen closely and carefully to get to that. I've done it before, not looking for at this level of the resonance of love or the sound of love. I did it with a stethoscope to hear my heart. As I said to you, is to me as close as we can ever get to that source that brought us here, the Creator. When you hear that, maybe it just, to me, it still freaks me out when I do listen to my heart. It's beyond humbling. It does remind me that I'm alive, but even hearing that, and then in my mind thinking that is probably the sound that brought me here, that sound that keeps me here, and the same sound that brought you here that keeps you here. So even to that apparently hard to hear note or sound to focus on, the heartbeat. Look at it this way, as that vibration, that flow that keeps you and I here physically present here and now. But just to to feel and hear and listen to it, and then to let that lead you forward in your journey. I know it sounds very simple and almost like ethereal and not a hard and fast thing you can hold on to. Say, that's my staff, that's my rod, that's where I'm going, that's my car, that's my whatever. But when I talk about that delicate spark of life that courses through you, that emanates from your heart, that I'm equating that to actually that thing we all need called love. It's always been here. Now, speaking from me, that realization is very late in life. Not to think about that love thing is that thing out there that I will get when I get to it, or if I have it, I will withhold it until I'm deemed people worthy of having my quote-unquote love. Very silly, very stupid for me to do that. So I'm speaking of this personal leadership and resilience and resonance quality. I'm just now recognizing that in me and proposing that to you as that thing I keep saying we share in common. And if you can listen to that, if you can consider that, in considering how I have connected these areas of love and resilience and resonance and leadership and presence, you can really listen actively to what drives you. Not a thing, not money, not a position, not a car, not a house or condo. Doing something like this, as small as it seems, can have fantastic results and foundation in your infrastructure. Will you allow, observe these thoughts and ideas and sounds, the resonance, to come forward through and with you in your awareness? That's the kind of sound I'm sharing with you today. My voice and my pace and maybe my lack of verbal clarity may not ring as true, as pure, or as clear as Pavarotti or Ella Fitzgerald in her voice. But I hope you can hear and listen to my original, sincere, and curious sharing on resilience and resonance as my best today. And thank you for your best listening as well. Thank you. You know what time it is? Do you know where your heart is? It is 8:20.